Hey guys, this is going to be a first video for me outside of doing any like lacrosse content in front of the camera. So what this video is going to be is a challenge. I bought all new ECD stuff. I bought a head, the DNA head, shaft, the Pro Carbon 2.0, speed, I can't remember the exact name, the new Hero 3 mesh, and of course Hero strings, and I'm going to string it up with a Connor Fields replica pocket, and we're going to go and do kind of a journal entry every week and see how the stick progresses, if it warps, the shaft, if it breaks, the mesh, how it breaks in. So this will also be kind of a first impressions kind of review type thing as we go on to how I like the head, the shaft, and the mesh. First, let's look at this head. So we have our ECD DNA all black. Haven't used one of these before. I've actually never used an East Coast Dyes head before, so this is going to be very interesting. I went with the all black. I think it looks nice. I've wanted an all black head for a while. So let's see. Right off the bat, it's very stiff. That's what I've always heard, is it's very stiff. Very stiff head. Lots of string holes as you would expect, but there's a cool finish on the inside lip of the head right here. If you can see, you probably can't. There's a cool design, and then you can tell right when you look at it, it doesn't look the same as other heads due to the material I guess they were using. So this will be very interesting. I want to see how it holds up, try to put it through the ringer, do a lot of different things to see how this head stacks up. So let's go on to the shaft. The shaft is the Carbon Pro 2.0 speed. So from what I was looking at, it has like the higher kick point right here, so it should flex a little bit more on the shots. I haven't used a carbon shaft or carbon fiber shaft since the original carbon came out from East Coast Dyes, and I broke it really quick, and I was always sad about that. I never went back to carbon. I always used metal shafts from then on. So excited to see how this holds up. It's got the texture up top that I like. I don't know if I'm going to tape over it. Usually I tape just a little bit at the top and the bottom for my hands, but it already has that texture, so I don't know. And then one interesting thing when I was looking at it is it has this little thing, a plastic insert that goes in the top. It was already in there, and I think this is to reduce like head rattle, because you pop it all the way in, and then the screw would have something to go into instead of just being like flaying straight. It would actually be going into something else on the inside of the shaft. That's very interesting. So very cool. Hope this turns out well. And the biggest thing, the reason I got all this is to really dive into this Hero 3. So my history with East Coast meshes, I've tried every single East Coast mesh. I've tried the original wax mesh, the updated wax mesh when they went to the different diamond size, I think. It's hard to remember all the way back then. And then ECD black, which I really liked. I used that for a while. Then the original Hero mesh, which I actually did not like very much. Hero 2, which was better, and I just recently tried the Vortex mesh, which I thought I was going to be a lot higher on. I just couldn't really get it to work with me on everything. So let's see how this does. Right out of the packaging, it's very light and thin. It reminds me of like a String King mesh, kind of. Not as grippy. It's more grippy than any of the other ones on the inside of the mesh. Definitely very textured, but it's very thin, very light mesh. Honestly, it's really hard to tell like how a mesh is gonna do without using it. So I think I'm just gonna say the bare bones right there. Very light, textured, Definitely feels different than Hero 2, which I think, you know, it could be good and bad. Hero 2 is a very good mesh, but you could always make improvements. So I'm going to string it up with the Hero strings. These things are the real deal. I think Hero strings are some of the, like, one of the better stringing kits. It's just bare bones simple. Shooting strings hold up well. Strings a little fatter, so they hold up pretty well. So let's string it up with that Connor Fields replica pocket, and then I'll be back. Hey guys, just got done stringing this up and breaking it in a little bit, and all I can say is wow, this is pretty crazy. Each part individually is crazy, so I'll kind of break down what I like about each of them, and then we can, in the subsequent videos, go into more depth. When I say break in, this mesh was the easiest mesh I've ever had break in, like out of the package. Like, it was crazy. Like, it feels exactly the same when I first strung it and pounded it like once, and it feels really good. It's like a mixture between like Hero 2 and String King, but it's even hard to compare like a combined of those. Like, this is something entirely new, and it's awesome. I also got the Storm edition. I guess I don't know what it's called. Storm Striker. It looks very nice with all the black. Shaft, cool. I haven't used a carbon fiber shaft in a while, so I didn't shoot that much. I just hit the wall a couple times, shot a couple times, so I really don't know. But, you know, everything else seems to be holding up. About the stringing, so like I said, I did the Connor Fields replica. I did that for a couple reasons. One, I think it evens the playing field if I'm just going to be completely unbiased about how all these products are working separately and together, because it's not a pocket that I strung out of like just my head. So like, you could do this and it would be the exact same. So when I first strung up the pocket, I did not think it was going to be good, just because like the skipping of like all these holes down here, and it's like so many interlocks, and I just didn't know how like well it would do. And then right when it started breaking in, I'm like, okay, like, yeah, this is looking a little bit better, but who knows, it could be terrible. Maybe like gotta just string my own thing anyways. But it honestly is like a very nice pocket, like exactly what I wanted. Like, a lot of feel. Like, you can really feel the ball in the pocket. It's like a mid pocket, so like when I throw or shoot, I really feel it like kind of move up into these shooters and then come off, and I really like that. So we'll see. So we'll have another video up next, what's today, next Friday. We'll have another video up, and then we'll be going over, you'll see kind of the stuff I've been doing this week, and then we'll go over how I'm liking the products. So thanks guys, come back next week.